I will not buy a new laptop. I will not buy a new laptop. I will not. I don't have an intro prepared for today's video, but we can pretend I said something smart and funny. You had a laugh. We created a bond. And who knows, you click subscribe on this channel. Just saying, I'm just saying. Okay, today I want to do something different. I want to see the retention rate of this video. I want to see how long you guys watch if I actually give you the conclusion of this video first. Even though all the YouTube gurus advise against this, you know, I'm supposed to keep you watching, keep you guessing, so that if you watch the whole video, then YouTube will recommend my content to other people. But today, I want to give you the conclusion first. So the conclusion of today's video is simple. Do not buy a MacBook Pro M1 Max right now unless you need the portable rendering machine right now. That's it. But of course, this conclusion makes sense from a certain point of view. So if you may, and you got 5 minutes, let me explain. So let's get over it pretty fast. This is the 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Max with 16 cores of CPU, 32-core GPU, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and 1 terabyte of storage. And you know, if you ask me, I'll admit, I regret not upgrading to at least 4 terabyte of storage because the 1 terabyte by default is not enough, at least not in my workflow. So shortly after, I bought one of these. This is the Samsung T7 2 terabyte SSD, and it kind of does the job. I say kind of does the job because I have a problem. No matter if it's YouTube videos or my clients' shoots, I like to hold on to those raw files for as long as possible. So you can imagine filming everything in 10-bit ever since I got my Sony A7Slll makes me run out of storage quite often. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. So all in all, obviously this is an amazing machine. Trust me when I say I threw a lot of hard things at it and I only managed to turn on the fans for like 2 or 3 times. And you know, if you're looking for an in-depth technical review of the laptop, by now YouTube is full of those. But you know, we all get this fear of missing out, this FOMO as they call it. And I hate that with this whole consumerism of today, myself included, we all want always the best, the newest, and so on. And I don't like that. So let's talk about the FOMO. If you don't have a MacBook Pro already, or you haven't upgraded yours in a couple of years, I would, with no hesitation, tell you to wait until spring 2023 for when the new lineup of chips coming up, probably the M2 Max or whatever they're gonna call it. And please don't quote me on this, but that's what the internet is saying, and usually these rumors are true. It's either late 2022 or spring 2023. Now, my strongest advice for today is if you already own the M1 Max today, I don't see a point in waiting for the M2 with your money like this to just throw your money out the window, because usually what we're seeing now is incremental improvements on the current technology. It's not the same story of when the M1 came out and it was a whole new revolution because, you know, Apple made their own chip. Now they're just improving on the current technology. So basically you're not gonna get twice the laptop of the M1 Max, just slight improvements to the current version, and they're just gonna call it M2 Max or whatever. It's the same story with the iPhone. You know, if you take the iPhone 13 and the 14, put them side by side, you're not gonna realize that the 14 is double the phone that the 13 is. You know, that's why I don't buy a new iPhone every single year. I wait until I feel like my iPhone is really getting older with the current technology, and then I upgrade to a new one. So if you look at the iPhone 13 and 14 and you put them side by side, you're not gonna see huge differences. That's why, even though I'm not an expert or a tech review channel, I'm sure that next year with the M2 Max MacBook Pros, you're not gonna see significant differences. In terms of design, I think you're gonna see close to no difference, no new added ports or anything like that, just maybe a different chip, with the better performance, obviously, and I don't think it makes sense for everyone to make the jump. And you know, I realize that a lot of us are so quick to judge. Sometimes we forget that there's people out there that either want to or need to have the latest tech all the time. So what I mean by that is, think of YouTube. There's a lot of people on YouTube that, you know, are tech review channels. So they need to always have the latest thing to show it and test it for people like us to decide if we want to buy it. How many times didn't you go on YouTube and be like, iPhone 14 Pro camera review? Like, we all do it. So if you're one of these guys that always buys the newest tech every single year, you know, you can just send me the old tech. You know, I don't sleep on money, so whenever I try to make a decision of buying a new gadget, I really try to ask myself, do I really need it? Can I get the money off of this investment? Because hopefully it's an investment. And when we're talking about the M1 Max or M2 Max or whatever, it better be an investment, because if you just need a new laptop, you can do just fine with the MacBook Air. You know, in my opinion, this kind of laptop should last you for about plus minus 5 years, let's say. So I'm saying it publicly right now, I will not buy a new laptop for the next 4 years. I will not buy a new laptop for the next 4 years. I will not buy a new laptop. I will not buy a new laptop. I will not buy a new laptop. I will not buy a new... But I think this is the last video I'm making on the M1 Max MacBook Pro. Unless something weird happens in the near future and the laptop becomes significantly slower, because, you know, Apple on every single software update slows down devices so that you buy the newest gadgets all the time. What? Nah, but today I just wanted to have a short talk with you about deciding what is FOMO and what is not when talking about the new, old by now MacBook Pro. Well, technically still the new, because the M2 is not out, so. But if you made it so far in the video, I want to show you around and maybe even get some advice from you. So basically this is my room, my soon-to-be studio, and I have a more or less L-shaped room over here. This is where I talk with you guys from, and the reason of why it looks like such a mess still is because, one, I don't have time to actually look for furniture and everything I want, and two, it's hard for me to decide on what I want this studio to look like. Because my idea so far is that I would like to have on this wall over here some sort of storage space for my equipment, and over here I want to have a cool decoration background for when I talk from here with you guys, because basically I imagine to have my main camera angle from here, probably sitting down or standing up as I am now, but I really want to have behind me some sort of shelves with nice decorations, or, you know, the classic RGB lights that every YouTuber has. I don't know, I'm still thinking, but I do know that this is what I want my desk to stay, because I think it's in a very nice position in the corner over there. I can take advantage of this area over here and then all of this area over here. And if you're wondering, this is the entrance to the room, but over here I have a little bit of storage space that will help me out. I think soon I'm gonna put just shelves over here and probably put some equipment that I don't use that often. So why am I showing you this? Well, it's because soon I really want to start decorating my studio finally, and, you know, besides decoration, I also need to soundproof it. So there's going to be a lot of work going into this room, and I'm pretty sure I'll make some sort of mini series on my channel. So if you want to stay tuned for that, hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll start building and take this project a bit more seriously. I mean, look, I don't even have blinds yet. I'm using this black piece of cardboard to stop the light coming from this window, and here I'm not controlling it at all. So it's kind of hard to control the light in this room. So if you're still here and you want to support the channel, please hit that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because it's not that easy to make these videos, you know. Making the videos is not the hard part. The hard part is playing the YouTube game with all the titles and tags and thumbnail, and make sure I make you click on the video and hook you to watch the whole video. It's, you know, sometimes I feel like we're cheating, you know, but it is what it is. So if you want to support the channel, do what I said. And I'll see you next week. Ciao.